All right, we got Tom from Connecticut, and he wants to talk about the recently fired Charlie Weiss and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish football team. Tom, your New Yorker sports rant starts right now.
Tom looks like John Cusack.
That's who it was. I was thinking, what does
Yeah,
that look like?
I get that a lot.
I get that a lot.
I get that a lot. All right, anyway, go ahead.
Do you get hot women like him?
I wish I had his bank salary.
We'll
That's
get
more
into that
important.
later.
That's
Let him rant, then we'll get into all the John Cusack stuff. Go ahead.
Anyways, I'll tell you a sad story. What happened is I went out to Notre Dame 2 weeks ago. First time out, me and my dad, family thing, bonding experience. What happened was they lost to Navy. They lost to Navy. You can't lose to Navy two times. This is the second time they lost to Navy. The first time they lost, was it 2007? At home, and then they come back, they beat them away, and now they lose again to them at home. It was a horrible time. All the money I spent at that gift store, I must have spent $500. I wanted to return it.
$500.
But why?
And by the way, Germany
That's
lost
how
the
much
Navy
money
twice.
2012.
I'm sorry?
Germany lost the Navy twice.
What's
Yeah, keep
all
going.
right. Anyways, even though Charlie Weiss got fired, he's the best guy they got. He's the best guy they got. They got rid of Tyrone Willingham. They got rid of Bob Davie. But Bob Stoops already declined. They tried to go get Tony Dungy. They're out of their mind if they're going to think they're going to get Tony Dungy. They're trying to get the guy from Cincinnati. This is his first good coaching season. UConn almost beat him. So I think they should have stuck with Charlie Weiss at least for another year or two, see what they could have got. But Notre Dame's going down the tanker. It's not what it used to be, and it's sad.
Well, that's interesting. I was going to take my response in one level, and then you said you should have stuck with Charlie Weiss.
Yeah,
You're
really.
probably the only guy on the planet who says that. I mean, this guy had an abysmal record. You can't sit there and say you can't lose to Navy and then say you stick with the same coach that lost to Navy.
Charlie Weiss is horrible. He should have been fired. And Notre Dame's a joke. Let's face it. Every year they're overrated. I'm sick of Notre Dame. They haven't been good forever. They're not going to be good anytime soon. They're not going to get a great coach. Their academic standards are too high, so they're not going to get good players.
Right.
Can they lower the academic standards though?
No,
I
I don't want to do that. No, because I don't want to get into this. This is a whole broader issue. I don't want to get into this. But to me, college football bothers the heck out of me. Because how many of these guys, what percentage of these guys actually make it to the NFL? Probably not a lot, right?
Very low.
Very low percentage. So now all we're doing is we're lowering the academic standards to just pump out these idiots into the world that have a dream about making the NFL, and then, progressively our economy and our society is
they all
down.
think they're going to make it.
Right,
but most of
and
them
they're not learning a thing. You can't do that, please. That's the one thing. I understand football's a big thing in this country. I understand football's a big thing in Notre Dame, but please, there has to be some sort of standard for everybody as far as academics go. I will say that Notre Dame, a lot of people have been talking about them as nobody cares about Notre Dame. Notre Dame's not Notre Dame anymore. I don't think that's the case, because there's been a couple of times we've come out here for these New Yorker sports rants. There always seems to be a Notre Dame ranter. I think there is Notre Dame passion.
No.
Notre Dame is still Notre Dame, and people are thirsty for that program to get back on track.
They are still Notre Dame in terms of fans. We know that. That's why they have a network contract.
Right.
But in terms of the team, every year they're ranked, every year they're overrated, and every year, for a while now, they stink, they underachieve. They always go to bowl games that are better than they should. I mean, when's the last time they won a good bowl game? It's been over a decade.
Yeah.